Dee and I were really eager to have an adventure, test ourselves, see what being uncomfortable was like.
We were kind of living the suburban dream. We had 3 beautiful kids, and it's not until something crazy happens that you might hit your rock bottom, you know, get to a point in your life where you really need to make a change. And for me, that was Mum and Dad dying in a car accident, both at the same time when they were 63.
I suppose a window opened and we wanted to climb out of it before it shut again, and decided that it was time to go and spend some time in the world and, yeah, go for a long walk.
A Sydney family has embarked on an epic adventure, packing up the kids to walk the length of New Zealand from tip to tail on the 3,000-kilometre odyssey known as Te Araroa.
So I would say that I lived the quintessential Kiwi kind of lifestyle, outdoors on a really low budget, so we had no gear. We were very adventurous and we broke the law constantly, I imagine. Like, everything was very unsafe.
Her parents were really creative in the way that they did it. They made themselves hang gliders. They spent time free camping on the beach outside of tents.
We would sleep sometimes just under like a PVC sheet. We went sailing and we were terrified sleeping in this boat overnight, soaking wet and rolling in the waves, and like we just did all these crazy things, and I wanted our kids to have some sense of what that was like so they knew that they could do anything. Te Araroa Trail is the ultimate adventure. Adults can get away with.
It's actually unreal.
Not very good gear and going without food for a couple of days, but when you're a family, you've got to just make things up as you go, and the kids need to be fed every couple of hours, and everything just has to work. You can't afford for anything to break. You can't break down.
Yeah, probably one of the greatest challenges, I suppose, was keeping ourselves connected to the real world whilst we disconnected ourselves from it.
Now that we're back in the normal life, we're trying to find the balance between those two worlds, you know?
And so, yeah, I suppose the challenge of being back into a so-called real world is ensuring that the kids don't lose what we gained while we were on trails. So this is what they call old man's beard.
Old man's
Yeah,
beard.
really good for starting fires.
It's kind of like their toolkit, and you can't actually give it to them because they have to do it all themselves, and that's the most frustrating thing being a parent, is you can only do so much.
Like lots of layers.
Yeah.
Take it off and put it back on again quite a lot.
I also think, like, if you don't think you need an extra layer, just bring one in case. Stop holding me.
You have to jump now.
Look!
Oh my God, you're on your own,
Look,
dude.
I'm standing on a plant.
You feel comfortable out there by setting yourself up well.
Making sure that you're well prepared and that you've got the right gear and that you are comfortable in a true sense of the word really helps you have spirited adventures. It's really important for Dee and I that we can pass on our values and these values to our children.
But if we could shape some kids into being amazing kaitiaki or guardians of the planet, then we'd know that we'd done a good job. And if we could inspire other families to get out there and just see how incredibly epic this land is, then we'd done good.
Hey.